Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. Well, this past week I had the opportunity to meet up with James Gilliland at ECETI Ranch while we were out there, and I will have that interview here for you in just a moment. I wanted to show these images though. This is taken by Nancy, and you can see these, violet or purple beams coming down. So I decided to look through my personal footage of this same class. James was nice enough to come out and do a class. The group was so big that he came out and just did this class and some activations for people, so it was awesome. So I did record a little bit of it. I'm like, man, let me go look through my footage and see if I picked up any of this purple stuff. And look what I came across here. Now it appears that it's like the sun affecting the lens in a way, but it's in a very unusual way. These colors here they're showing up red, more of a red color here, but I'm wondering if it is more of still that reddish violet color, and it's just showing up differently on my camera than it did for Nancy. So I wanted anyone else that had any pictures or footage of this class that James taught out there, check it out, see if you caught anything. I mean, really all of your footage, take a close look at it, because I just came across this and I'm like, wow, look at this, like this wave of energy it looks like or something here. But it looks like, maybe the energy was affected. It's unusual. If it is the sun in the lens, it's still something unusual going on with the energy and the way it's affecting the lens in a way that it doesn't normally do. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. And here's the interview with James. I'm here at ECETI Ranch with James Gilliland, and we've had a fabulous time this weekend. I've heard people saying we set some record numbers for Skywatch weekends.
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's about 150 people here.
Wow.
It's almost like a mini conference.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? And people were just really wanting to get together and meet each other, because we had this huge, community on YouTube, and this was, the place everybody resonated with. And I was talking to you earlier that it seems like, I always feel like a connection hub for many people. And then I feel like, you're this hub that all of us smaller hubs can come to, so that we can connect with one another. And then if we can kind of keep this thing going in that direction, we change the world that way, don't we?
Yeah, I heard almost everybody said the same thing here. They said, everywhere they went here and all the people they talked to, they could say anything, and they understood, they're on the same page, and they felt so supported here. And then now they're leaving. Some people are crying and everything else, and they're going, I have to go back home. I go, well, you take this with you, and create this same thing, at home, But it's really interesting watching how people come together here. Everybody comes together here, and they feel really supported and can talk about anything.
Yeah, it's a real peaceful place. And we were shown in a session, a BQH session once, how all of these little dots come together, and when they do, they all get brighter, and then they return to where they were brighter. They don't get dim when they leave. And these connections are being made, and I can, once I got that visual of that, it's giving me chills now thinking about it. You can really see how if we can just keep that going, that momentum going, we'll hit some kind of tipping point, And then with all the other stuff we've got going on, and the government and all of that, you can really see this sort of unveiling of stuff is really moving throughout every area of life and reality, basically,
Yeah, we had a guy here that was really skeptical, and he came here and he goes, the sheep are making too much noise and the chickens were crowing, and he started off just really, I don't believe any of this stuff, and then came with his son, and all of a sudden, the next day he's going, well, I'm seeing things I can't explain, and then the next day he goes, everybody's so kind here and loving, and by the fifth day he goes, I've figured it out. He goes, I've been an a-hole most of my life. Right. And I see now that, I need to start opening up and, open my heart up and things like that. And by about the sixth day, he was like crying, and he's saying, I just love everybody here.
That's funny how that works. It softens people's heart and stuff too. Because people truly want that deep down inside. Yeah. It's just the way life is, you kind of, you turtle up a little bit, when you're treated wrong. But then you come here and you're like, wow, I can come out of my shell,
Exactly.
And it's awesome, and to hear so many different people's experience with not only craft and lights and and Bigfoot and everything. I mean, so many people, you hear so many stories, you know, this is what happened last night, listen to this,
Yeah.
you know, and then people having their images and stuff, and it is such a cool thing, man. It's so exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy this morning. He said that they saw like 9 Bigfoot, a whole family, I guess, or
Yeah.
tribe moving together.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. And we did have to me, I thought that storm was awesome not last night, night before.
Right.
But, I mean, but yeah, it did do a little bit of flooding and
Yeah, it
major
did.
lightning and just dumped, But I thought the weird thing about it is afterwards, the next day, I was talking to them, and they said, I was putting a dome over the ranch. I was meditating and putting a protective dome over the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing that too at the same time. And what's weird is all around the ranch, the lightning was coming straight down all around the ranch. But on top, it was going over. It was like going straight across.
Right.
And I talked to my neighbors just, like less than a quarter mile away, and they said lightning was coming down all around them.
Oh man.
And so it's interesting how if you get a good collective consciousness moving, in that direction, you can
Totally.
set the intent and create that.
Yeah, we deal with that all the time. Just that realization of that. If you can get everybody to realize that and then start thinking in a positive way.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And realize like love is primary and all these other little things we divide over are secondary. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Just set that stuff aside because it's really secondary to the unity and the love and coming together and doing what we did here this weekend, man. This has been awesome. Really.
Yeah, it's all about being in creationary mind versus reactionary mind.
Exactly.
And consciousness is cause. And then you put the love behind that. That's emotion is energy in motion, basically, and then you start creating, and you get out of that reactionary mind, and unfortunately all the social programming is all reactionary mind, and people get out of that and come here and they go, whoa, I can actually create something, I can create a different world if I want to.
Are you kind of surprised to see the growth here? Because it seems like you've really taken off here at the ranch, and people, the word's getting out and people love what you're doing. They see the vision.
Yeah.
And how has the growth been? Is it really
It's exponential right now.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
And what's sad with the growth, you have the adversarial stuff too at the same time.
Yeah, you gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah, but I mean, they have no merit. Everything they come up with, they don't have any merit, So
Yeah.
it's like you just say, well, they go, you're a cult, and I said, well, try joining. There's nothing to join. There's a free newsletter.
I've been called a cult leader too.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so funny to me too, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I can totally see why they think that because I used to be really, religious and stuff. So I can laugh at it now, now I don't
yeah.
get triggered by it or anything because I can totally understand why they would think that because they don't see that you don't need the agenda.
Yeah.
Everybody, rolls with the agenda and you feel like everyone else does, but that's why we're so open-minded here because we're not pushing our own thing,
Exactly. Yeah. There's no agenda here. We do share things. We
Mm-hmm.
share information. We share, and we sponsor all kinds of new people that are coming up, free thinkers and things like that.
But that's
that
all
are-
about getting the truth out.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
we want,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's. I think if there was a religion, it'd be truth, and be kind to each other and the planet. That would be it.
Right. And it really all falls under love because,
Yeah.
that's the golden rule, it really does cover everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like no matter what. This one yogi I study with, he was saying that. He said, if you say something, you're damned. If you don't say something, you're damned. And there's people that are going to damn you no matter what. But I just practice love and detachment. And I said, okay, well, whatever. You're only established in your own ignorance and your character. It has no effect here. But they're going to do it.
Yeah, early on when I first got my channel started, I was kind of like, what do I say? How far do you go with stuff? And I was trying to figure all that out. And I felt my higher guide say, you know what? Don't worry about it. The people that resonate with you will see that you're speaking truth. And speak your truth, and and then trust that whoever resonates with you will find you, and it's been that way.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're always going to have trolls, and I tell them, I said, you might want to just move out of your mother's basement and get into nature a little bit, and be around some kind people and let go of your trauma, because that's basically what it's all about. They've been traumatized and they're looking for a way out.
Yeah, but that inner thing just still rejects it. So they're hanging out there all day trying to get awakened, because their higher self is pulling them there, and then they sit there and turn into a troll. But I think those seeds get planted even then.
Yeah, they still get planted, and what I've seen is that this information, truth stands on its own merit. It doesn't need to be defended, and people will keep coming at it, but eventually they fall away, because we've been here like 33 years.
Right.
And so we've had everybody come at us from every direction, and we just stay focused and stay on the path, and everything just falls away.
Right. Well, do you have anything coming up in the future that coming up that you want to discuss? Any events or anything?
Yeah, if people go to ECETI.org and just look under events. We've got a big yoga retreat coming up next weekend, and we've got a remote viewing class. The ambassador training in September. I'll be doing that in September. There's quite a few things on the list. Hard to name offhand, but if you just go to ECETI.org and look at the event page, you can see all the events. And then we have the Skywatch weekends where people can come up and see the ships for themselves. And
if anybody's lucky enough to drive here, that would be a nice little drive if you could, just get over here, and that would be so cool to live in this area, because I'd be here all the time. Man.
Oh, yeah.
And I ran into a few people like that. They live close enough to drive, and because it's so cheap, it's basically just paying to get here.
Yeah.
And then you come in here and get to enjoy it, meet other people, and you can really see how it is that connection hub, like I spoke about with my channel, to have it as well with this ranch right here.
Yeah, it's pretty much, there's so many different people coming here that right now they're coming from all over the world. And we have such a strong presence, like the BBS radio show, and it's on 88 affiliates in 33 countries now, and so it has been growing exponentially. And so now it's a constant flow of people from. We have JSETI, we have JSETI in Japan, we have ECETI in Australia, and 2 or 3 other satellites that we're looking to open up. So it's taken off.
It's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's so great to see people seeing the vision worldwide. It blows my mind all the time, because my buddy John Benny came all the way from Scotland, and his story was awesome, because his job just happened to send him to Seattle, like at this date, right? And he was able to just fly down and come here, bring his guitar, and he jammed out there with me. And it was just all the synchronicities that I heard about for people to get here were just amazing. And you can tell there's a higher benevolent force at work, an agency, if
there
you will,
is,
that helps us.
People are getting it on a soul level, and they're being guided here. And I also know too, I always tell people about disclosure. Disclosure's coming from the sky.
Right.
And it's going to come through the hearts and minds of everybody here. Quit giving your power away to other people to tell you what you already know is true, So
exactly.
So it's going to happen. It's already happening. If you pay attention, there's ships everywhere showing up all across the planet.
That's what I was told in the session, is that when will disclosure happen? It said, hey, it's already happened for those who want to look.
Exactly.
It's there. For those who have eyes to see, basically.
And some people, what's funny in neurology, like your brain chooses what you see. People don't realize, they go, I'll believe it when I see it. It doesn't work that way. Your brain actually chooses out of billions of bits of information, and you're even sensing other dimensions and things around you. There's orbs flying all over and everything. You're not aware of them. But your brain chooses, and so you really have to expand, be open to that possibility, expand your consciousness, and then you can have these events. But the skeptics and the people that are negative, they really don't want to evolve. They want to remain in their present understanding, and they want to enforce it, and they have some vested interest. They probably wrote a book or something,
right.
And in academia or whatever. So it's like, to me, that's what they've chosen. That's free will. They've chosen to be in that, and so to me, it's like, what do you do with that? Nothing. You can't trespass on it, but you just continue doing your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you again for having us out this weekend.
All right, yeah, thanks for coming out.
It's been a blast. I saw so many things. I'm going to be posting it in a video, so all the footage I caught and other people collected. And Shiny's story, she's the one that saw the 9. Her and another guy that I think works here saw it, and so I will be presenting all of that when I get back to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, we'll probably have some tonight. We'll probably have some. I think we're gonna have clear skies, so we'll probably have a bunch of activity tonight.
I'll be out there for sure. I can't wait. So thank you again.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.